This is a Soul Hit production.
You have now tuned into Insight Sundays, the show that brings you relevant news, youth and political topics with a new direction and focus for our communities. Log in with Facebook and get connected. Here's your host, Adrian Mickens.
What's going on, Indianapolis, and welcome to another edition of Insight Sundays right here on AM 1310 The Light and Facebook Live. As always, we have to give a shout out to all of our sponsors, which are Andrew J. Brown Academy, Indiana Christian Leadership Conference, or ICLC, Buttons and Bows Hair Salon, Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus, New Vision Lighthouse Ministries, Hair Artistry Indy, Inner Beauty Program Incorporated, New Breed of Youth, Lighthouse Academy Charter School South and East Campus, Beach Grove Bible Church, and Sam Ash Music Store. Stay connected with us on all of our social media platforms, which is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, and of course, by downloading the Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. Again, by downloading the Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. As always, Indianapolis, we have another spectacular show for you guys this week. This week, we'll be broadcasting live from New York and Times Square. Let's check it out. All right, so we are live here at Times Square in New York. We have a mentor and a mentee here that I'm standing with here from the New Breed of Youth. What's your name?
Derek Green.
And yours?
Josiah Sides.
All right, so can you explain about your experience here in New York so far and what it means to the young men?
I think it's right now, honestly, breathtaking and just something to inspire. Everything that we've experienced so far, if this hasn't changed you, I mean, I don't know what will. Just aha moments all throughout life.
And speaking about the aha moments, how's it been for you here in New York?
Well, this is my first time, and I'm really enjoying this moment. And it's really breathtaking, like he said. It's so amazing because there's so much stuff to do down here.
You don't want to stop looking around.
Yeah, and so many people. It's just amazing.
All right, I am here with another mentor and another mentee from Inner Beauty Program Incorporated. I'm standing here with
Miss Kelly.
And
Nancy.
All right, so can you talk to Indianapolis a little bit about your experience here in New York City?
Well, this is our first day, but so far I've realized how fast that New York is, how different the people are, how huge it is, how tall the buildings are downtown, how many buildings it is downtown. It's just an overall different experience from Indianapolis.
And what would you say for the young ladies on how great of an experience this is for them to step out of Indianapolis and see some things out of their norm?
I would say always step out of your norm. Always see what's out there. I don't think Indianapolis is the place for me. I think I'm more of a country girl. So, you know, New York, big city, I'm enjoying it, but it wouldn't be nowhere I would want to live at. Too fast for me. But I will always say to step out your norm because it's a lot out there.
And much like yourself, how is it to speak on behalf of your peers here for me about the experience it is from coming from Indianapolis to the Big Apple?
I think it's like really huge for me, and it's so different because there's a lot of traffic and it's so different. Like the people are so different.
Do you think that you can go to school here in New York?
No, it's too big for me.
Too big?
Yeah.
You got big dreams. What would you like to do when you get out of school? You ever thought about that just yet?
Not yet. No.
All right. What's something that you like to do right now?
Like psychology. I like cosmetology and all that. Yeah.
Well, I think you can survive out here in cosmetology in the Big Apple. So I am here with another mentor and a mentee from the Inner Beauty Program Incorporated organization. What's your name?
Cinquenta Miller.
Ayanica.
All right. So, Mrs. Cinquenta, how has your experience been here out in New York City?
It's been awesome. I look forward to coming every chance I get. Actually, my first experience in New York was with the Inner Beauty and New More Mentoring Program.
So out of all the college trips that you've taken with Inner Beauty and New Boy, is this the funnest one that you've experienced? And you can be honest, you know, I know this is New York, Times Square where the ball drops, but out of all the experiences that you had with the college trips, what would you rate this one?
This would definitely rank, I would say, number 8. Okay. I think the best one was when we actually went to Florida and we had toured one of the medical schools. So I will rank this one number 8 or number 9, but definitely a very enjoyable place to come and see.
And how do you think that the young ladies react to going on the college trips?
They love it. It's an opportunity for them to get out to the city, see something different. Some of them, all they know is what their environment, what they're used to. So to be able to bring them away from that environment and introduce them to something new, a better experience, just to see world from a different point of view is great. I know most of the stories and testimony that we hear is they really enjoy themselves. They take it back. They take the knowledge they back. And some actually have college decisions that they have made off of the tours.
All right. And what about yourself? You know, speaking for your peers with the young ladies of Inner Beauty, how's this experience been for you coming out of Indianapolis into this big city of New York?
I like it, but I rate this like a 7 because it's like crowded and it's like nowhere to walk. Like you gotta watch out where you're going because it's like really nowhere to walk. And then I rate this like a 7.
So how was Staten Island seeing the Statue of Liberty, all that good stuff?
I liked it. Like I seen it like on TV, but I never experienced this to be like what it like usually be like on TV and all that.
And do you now have the understanding of what that Staten Island really means now?
Yeah.
Here at the New York Stock Exchange, quote unquote, the financial epicenter of the world. This is where it all happens, from the smallest companies to the biggest companies. I can almost guarantee that anything you're wearing on your body right now has some kind of ties to where? The New York Stock Exchange. It's so heavily guarded because if something happens to this New York Stock Exchange, it could cripple the economy, not only in our country, in other countries. Because in other countries, the New York Stock Exchange, what goes on here is a standard for the world. So this is a very significant place that I know as a young person you might not understand, but it's relevant. It's relevant. Do your research on it when you go back home, and then you'll have a better understanding and appreciation for where you at. And if you look directly to your right, Federal Hall. We are steps away from Federal Hall. That's a picture up right there. Who's that picture of, fellas or ladies? That's George Washington, our first president. When he got inaugurated, which means when he got sworn in, he stood on those steps right there, a Federal Hall. So you can say that that is the beginning of democracy for our country, Federal Hall, the first president of the United States. So again, a lot of historical significance in the stuff that we're doing right now. So we got the fun part of this trip, but we had to make sure that we expose our young people to the business side. The Twin Towers was right here. So before this building was built as a 9/11 memorial, nothing was here. But you gotta think, when those planes hit both of the Twin Towers on the 85th floor, and then those buildings came down. And even buildings that were next to them caught on fire, so some of these buildings, you can even still see some of the black on the top of those little buildings right there, just from the residual, right over here, C21. The different buildings that were around here caught fire. Some of the other little buildings came around, but it wasn't as important as the Twin Towers, so they didn't get as much love. So I'm gonna show you guys some of the pictures that gotta give you a more of a visual. We just walked from the bull. You can see this picture, the bull was covered in soot, and the bull never moved. We were just at, that's how much smoke, and it was just trapping when these buildings crashed. And I know it just seems unfathomable, but imagine standing here and this building just crumbled. And then you got to think, what we talked about, that those planes hit on the 85th floor. People made decisions that I don't want to burn to death. What am I going to do? Jump out the window. And you can YouTube it, and they'll show you people jumping out the window. If you ever use their phones, you can see that. It's kind of scary. They were jumping. They didn't want to die. There was no way when those planes hit, there was no taking the stairs down. So you knew you were going to die. There was no elevators coming down. You had a question? Are you going to survive jumping out of a building 85 floors up? No. Unfortunately not.
But they chose to do that than to burn. So they figured it'd take some kind of chance.
That was the decision you had to make. Am I going to jump or am I going to burn?
Yep. Either jump or burn.
So right now, we're going to keep walking, and there's like a mural or a wall, and we're going to actually go to the water fountain where the buildings actually stood. Possibly.
Okay, you guys know when movies first come on and the lion comes on like and roars at you, the MGM, Okay, so the MGM Studios lion was inspired by Columbia's lion mascot. So, whatever they were doing here on campus is what inspired those movie producers to put that on. Out of all the university halls in the U.S., Columbia's Havemeyer 309 Lecture Hall is home to the most Hollywood movies like Spider-Man, Kinsey, Ghostbusters, and Mona Lisa Smiles. All right, the Rockefeller Center was built on the land that was once owned by Columbia University. In Rockefeller Center, if you watch like the Thanksgiving Day Parade and all that stuff, that's where that's at. They have the big Christmas tree and NBC Studios and things like that. Columbia is the second largest landowner in the New York City after the Catholic Church. So remember I said it stretches all the way across the street, all the way across that street, down there, like it's got its own community. Columbia is the only school to have 2 graduates in the Baseball Hall of Fame, Lou Gehrig and Eddie Collins. Many celebrities like Julia Stiles, Jake Gyllenhaal, and James Franco all graduated from Columbia. Columbia played Princeton in a baseball game at Baker Field for the first sporting event ever televised in 1939. To attend this campus, this university, it's going to cost anywhere between $36,000 and $74,000 per year, depending on your major.
Hello, my name is Crystal Hines of the Inner Beauty program, where I'm the founder and president. We have been enriching and inspiring and empowering youth ages 8 to 18 since 2002. Our original purpose of the program is to have girls focus on their inner attributes in a world where the outer appearance is the focal point. We have a dynamic staff of women who are here to provide all types of programming for your young ladies, including life coaching, mentoring, tutoring, boot camps, and special events. Please stay connected with us through our website, myinnerbeautyprogram.org, our Facebook page, Inner Beauty Program Inc., and our mobile app, Inner Beauty. Thank you.
Download New Boy mobile app. Check out our features. Comprehensive homepage. Scheduled events. Real-time notifications. Latest news. Download on App Store and Google Play.
Hello, my name is Sister Ariane Anderson, and I am the Youth Director at Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus. Here at Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus, I have the opportunity to work with children of all ages. We offer so much for our children. They are a highlight of our church. Every Sunday, we offer youth services for our children, and every fourth Sunday of each month, we allow for our children to co-lead our services. Also, our youth nights are powerful. Every fourth Friday at 7 p.m., we come together in unity. During our youth nights, we get to praise, we get to worship, and our children get to fellowship with other children. At Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus, our pastor, Derek and Lady Valerie Miller, are committed to serving our youth. So come out to Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus. It's the place where God is.
Buttons and Bows Nail and Hair Salon welcomes you to our new location at 6233 Allisonville Road, where we service all nationalities. We are a full nail and hair salon. Booth space available. Call 317-362-0323 for more info.
Since 4th grade, Indianapolis Lighthouse College Prep has been my home.
Lighthouse gave me the opportunity to take college classes for dual credits.
Lighthouse allows me to do community service, mentoring younger students.
At Lighthouse, I take classes geared towards a career that I'm interested in.
I'm a Lighthouse Scholar from kindergarten to college.
I am a Lighthouse Scholar from kindergarten to college.
I'm a Lighthouse Scholar graduating this year and on my way to college. Apply at lighthouse-academies.org.
Beach Grove Bible Church. Beach Grove Bible Church. Beach Grove Bible Church. Beach Grove Bible Church.
During the last 5 years, National Heritage Academies ranked in the top 25% of U.S. schools for academic growth.
I'm learning a lot.
We want you to have academic success, but we want you to have emotional success.
They teach me to be a good person.
My children feel very safe.
That's why 92% of our parents recommend us.
We are in the business of producing excellent human beings. That's our legacy to the world.
Hello, everybody. My name is Pastor Aaron Boyd. I'm the pastor at New Vision Lighthouse, and we're located at the corner of 46th and Arlington and Devonton Plaza. We welcome you to come and worship with us every Sunday at 11 a.m. We have midweek Bible study on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Our mission is simply this: to let our light shine in our communities and in our families. You can like us on Facebook, visit us on the web at newvisionlighthouse.com. God bless you. Be careful and be prayerful.
I just got the best deal on my new guitar at Sam Ash.
I always get advice I can trust.
I got it in time for my gig.
The coolest selection of music and sound gear, always at the guaranteed lowest prices. Sam Ash, the real deal. Get zero interest financing for 24 months with your Sam Ash credit card.
We are live here at Rucker Park in Harlem, New York. I'm standing right here with one of the mentors from New Boy. Can you speak about your experience and about what the experience the young man is having right now here at Rucker Park?
Yes, sir. We're here at 155th and 8th Avenue at the world renowned Rucker Park. This park right here is legendary for Dr. J, NBA stars, and the effect that it has on myself. Just watching this as a kid and seeing all the documentaries it has, and then being able to finally come out here, get the atmosphere and the ambiance. It's beyond beautiful for all the boys that come out here from where we are in the little Indianapolis, and we don't have this kind of park out here. We have little Northwest ways and things like that, but to be out here where stars have been really born and legends have been kept, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely the holy grail, man, of the basketball from the ABA days to the NBA days. They're even right now, I think you're ready to let them do like a half-court contest. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For $10,000, you got to be age 8 to 13. You get one shot for $10,000. So
you just come out. You just come out here and get love, man. So I appreciate that, man. Thanks for all the hard work you do. Appreciate it.
We've been kind of all around Harlem, and y'all seen the basic structure of the buildings. It's mostly tenement buildings. Y'all saw the projects, really low cost living, kind of a very low income kind of environment in Harlem. Strivers Row is an area that was built predominantly at first for white people, Caucasian people. This block was for white people, and the developer, what he had in mind was he wanted to create a neighborhood independent of the surrounding influences. So irregardless of what was going on out there, he wanted this to be kind of like their own community. And if you look at some of the brownstone buildings inside, you'll see a lot of wood, a lot of oak. Like it really was a model that was intended for upper class people. And right here, if you look, these were actually intended to be horse stables. So that's why it's so big. Horses, you would bring your horses through here. And on some of the buildings, it actually says private way, intended for horses only. But now people just use it to park. And it was also intended for it to be their own little community. And every brownstone in here, it doesn't have a separation in their backyard. So it's intended so they could share the rear backyard. Again, like their own little community, independent of what was going on out here. And you saw where we just came from, kind of like the Harlem area. Does this feel like its own community right here? And we just walked maybe, 200, feet down the block, and this feels like its own community. So once white people decided not to live here, the buildings were kind of left and black people started moving in. So it really became dilapidated. The brownstones became really run down until a lot of our well-to-do black people, you got a lot of actors, a lot of stars, movie stars that came in and bought these brownstones up. And I don't know any specific actors or actresses that bought these brownstones, but again, it gives you a chance to Google and research it, Strivers Row. and you can look up and see who actually bought these brownstones. And if you go into a lot of neighborhoods, you'll see a lot of neighborhoods in Harlem down the block. This is what we call down the block. Where we were just coming from, that's on the avenue. This is in the block. So if we go down any block in Harlem, you're gonna see brownstones like this, but they're not this well kept. And if you can look at the brownstones on this side of the street, and then look at the ones on that side of the street, you can tell the ones on that side are a little bit newer. You can see the doors, and if you look in, the ceilings are real high. But very, very historical place in Harlem, and it's actually a national landmark. Do your own research so you really can recognize the significance of a trip like this and your presence in such an area. I didn't growing up. I grew up on 135th Street, 2 blocks away, and for me, this was just a place for me and my friends to come and hang out to get away from what was on the avenue, whether that be drinking, smoking, or whatever we used to do back then. If you are in here, you kind of away from the cops, and you can kind of hide out in the cut and do all kind of crazy stuff. But we definitely didn't recognize the significance of where we were and what was going on. It wasn't until I'm at the age I am now and actually bring young people back and do my own research that I was like, wow, we were in the middle of history and didn't even know it. So right now, you guys are in the middle of history. Yesterday, Wall Street, in the middle of history. Rucker Park, do your research on Rucker Park, in the middle of history, but you do know it. I didn't have anybody that actually brought us in this block and told us about it, because we would have respected it a little bit more. You guys are here. Imagine if you charge somebody $1,300 a month to live here. One, you're going to they'll pay you at least $2,000. Not for the whole brownstone a month, just that one side. So if you renting this brownstone, you can get upwards of $8,000 to $9,000 a month. Think of how much income you can have. Huh? Oh, it's definitely an investment, without a doubt. And when people bought these, when they were smart, there was a time where the state was trying to get rid of the brownstones like this for $5, $1. Because if you remember Harlem in the 80s, if you look up Harlem in the 70s and 80s, crack infested, that's when crack really became huge. Cocaine, heroin, these buildings were just, they were run down, they were tore down. Some people, and not a lot of black people, white people invested because they knew what was going to happen. They knew the money that was about to be invested in these neighborhoods. A lot of, when we go on 125th Street, you saw Starbucks and all that. That wasn't there when I lived here. None of this stuff was here when I was here. It was really, really dilapidated. And you had a lot of white people on Sundays when we used to come outside. White people would not walk the streets in Harlem. They would come on buses like we on, and they would ride through, and they would stop. Never got off to walk the streets of Harlem. They don't really care. Police out here won't care if you smoking or drinking, because there's so much killing going on out here. Like, people are dying in Harlem. Like, police are getting murdered out here. If you really read the New York Daily News and keep up on it, they're ambushing police. New York and the Bronx, so yeah, real historic area. And we just hope that all the areas that we stopped and you guys do your own research, because that's when you'll really recognize, like, wow, I was there. A lot of people talk about it, but you guys were here.
Artsy period, where a lot of poetry and art came from some really intelligent black people. So if you can Google Harlem Renaissance, when I was a teacher and I taught social studies, that was a very important lesson for me. So look that up, and you'll really appreciate the culture then too.
And the Renaissance kind of meant out here the revitalization of Harlem. That's when Harlem really started coming back. So if you look that up, also, like Ms. Crystal was talking about, that's when people really started to invest money in Harlem. And one of the biggest things we hope you guys learn from Harlem is that there's not a store we'll go to in Harlem. Not a store, not a corner store, not a grocery store that's owned by a black person. It just does not happen. If we'll walk into one of these little grocery stores on the corner, Arabs, Saudis that own these stores. It's not owned by a black person. When we went to Spanish Harlem, y'all saw that. They invest in themselves. You will not see a black person own a store in Spanish Harlem. And what they talk about is like the recycling of a dollar. If black people own the stores in the neighborhood, that dollar, when you spend it, stays within the black community. If we spend our money, like we all went to 125th Street today and spent thousands of dollars, none of that money will stay in the black community. Those people send that money out to their families, they send it back, they hide it. But when you got a black community, and you got people that own stores that look like you, they put the money, or they tend to put the money back into the community. And that's something that we as black people, we don't do. We don't take care of each other. But I know Hispanic people, they take care of each other. Y'all know Hispanic people, they really take care of each other. They hire each other. I mean, when you go, like a lot of the McDonald's restaurants in Indy right now, you got one Hispanic person there, they done brought their whole family up in there, and they getting it. They don't play in McDonald's.
Same with the African culture as well.
Yeah, they don't play. Yeah, they don't play. A lot of construction in our city is being done by Hispanic people. And I'll because I know how they work, I would hire a Hispanic team of people to come and work on my house before I would hire black people, because we just got that reputation. You know, laziness, not getting the work done, cutting corners. Hispanic, they don't play that. Their culture is real hard working, and they take care of each other.
Thank you, Indianapolis, for tuning in to another edition of Insight Sundays right here on AM 1310 The Light and Facebook Live. As always, Indianapolis, make sure that you stay connected with us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and of course, by downloading the Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. Again, by downloading the Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. Thank you for tuning in for this live broadcast in New York, and we will check you guys out next week.
This is a Soul Hit production.